What's up friends? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will go over an Edexcel iGCSE chemistry exam question relating to covalent compounds. If you would like to go over the concepts on covalent compounds, I will leave a link in the description box below. I will also leave a link to the question in case you would like to follow along. So let's go. Now, the question today has a few other parts, but for this video, we will start with question B, Part 3. If you would like to know how to do the parts we skipped today, leave a comment in the description box below. Part 3. The bonds in a molecule in CH3Cl are covalent. Explain in terms of electrostatic attractions what is meant by a covalent bond. 2 marks. Now this question gave a hint by mentioning the electrostatic attractions, but that's not always the case. Having said that, whenever you come across such a question, the answer will always be the same. You just need to give the definition of a covalent bond. The first mark will go to mentioning it is the attraction between nuclei of both atoms. The second mark goes to saying shared pair of electrons. And that's it. Nothing fancy. So next up. Part 4. Draw a dot and cross diagram for the molecule of CH3Cl. Draw only the outer electrons of the atoms. 2 marks. There are 2 ways to answer this question, one with circles and the other one without. We will go through both ways today. In your exam, you can pick either one of them. Now, let's start off with the method with the circles. Before we consider how to put them together, we need to think about how many electrons each element has originally in their outer shell. We can find that out by checking what groups they belong in the periodic table. Because carbon is a group 4, it means that it has 4 electrons in the outer shell. Chlorine is a group 7, so it has 7 electrons in the outer shell. And hydrogen, being the odd one out, it has 1 electron in the outer shell. Then, we need to see how many electrons each of these atoms need to be complete. This means 8 electrons in their outer shell for most elements, but 2 for hydrogen. Carbon is 4 electrons short of 8, chlorine is 1 electron short of 8, and hydrogen is 1 electron short of 2. So if you didn't tell me how the molecule is arranged, then we'd have to play around with the atoms until they fit. Luckily, this question has left us with a hint showing that the carbon is the central atom with 3 hydrogens and 1 chlorine atom surrounding it. Because it is attached to all of these elements, then each of these will need to give at least 1 electron each. So that we'll start off with putting the shared electrons between the elements that share it, and go from there. Carbon will share 1 electron to each of the hydrogens like so, and it will share the 4th electron with chlorine. This means that all the carbon outermost electrons are now being used in the bonding process. Now since carbon shares 1 electron with each element, the other elements will share 1 electron with carbon. After hydrogen shares 1 and its only electron, then there's no more electrons left, so that's done. Chlorine, on the other hand, will have 6 more electrons that it will not be sharing, so that stays around the chlorine atom. And this is the first method done. If you prefer to answer this question without the circles, it's fine too. Then we will just tackle the question the same way. Think about how many electrons each element needs to be happy, share that number of electrons by putting it between the 2 atoms that share the electrons. That's 4 for carbon, 1 for hydrogen, 1 for chlorine. And if there are any spare electrons that will not be shared, like in chlorine's case, then draw them just around the chlorine itself. Part 5. CHCl3 has a simple molecular structure. Explain why CHCl3 has a low boiling point. 2 marks. It's a relatively common question for the exam board to explain using structures and or bonding why a substance has a certain melting point or boiling point. If it's about ionic compounds, then it's because they have strong ionic bonds that require a lot of energy to break. That's another answer for another type of question. However, for covalent compounds, you could either have your giant molecular structures, which have strong covalent bonds and the atoms are found in a giant lattice. This means, again, a lot of energy is required to break these bonds. Or for simple molecular structures like CHCl3, their boiling points are determined by intermolecular forces and not the covalent bonds themselves. This means they have weak intermolecular forces that require very little energy to overcome. And that's exactly what you have to say in this question. You have to say the first mark, weak intermolecular structures. Second mark will be they require very little energy to overcome. Question C. Graphite is another substance that contains covalent bonds. The diagram shows the structure of graphite. Then they give you this diagram. Sometimes they will have a diagram, sometimes they will not. Most covalent substances do not conduct electricity. Explain why graphite is able to conduct electricity. So graphite is a giant covalent structure made of carbon atoms, and it's the only covalent substance that we know of, at least in the GCSE, that can conduct electricity. The reason for that is because of the delocalized electrons that are able to flow around in this honeycomb arrangement. And that's exactly what you have to say in order to score the points. One mark is for saying delocalized electrons, and the other mark is for saying these electrons are free to move around. Quick word before we go, can I ask you a favor? If you found this video useful, can I ask you to subscribe to the channel and or like this video? It would help the channel grow, and in return, I will make sure that the bigger the channel gets, the better the content gets. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.